Hi, welcome to Coding Architecture 1. In this video, we're going to configure Visual Studio Code that we downloaded on the previous video. So I'm going to start it. It starts with this greeting screen. The first thing that we're going to do is install the Python extension. So we'll go here on the left bar, click Extensions, search for Python. The first one will be the correct match, and then I can install the extension. The extension installation it only takes a few seconds. And after that, we will be ready to start with coding in Python. Okay, now it has completed. Can close this. We can go back to the first tab. Now we will do a one-time setting. We need to configure something that is called a default profile. This is only for Windows computers. It's not necessary to do it on a Mac. On Windows, I'm going to press Control-Shift-P. And in here, I'm going to type default profile. And this, select default profile. And from the list, we're going to choose command prompt. Okay, we are ready now to download the examples. In order to download examples, we need to download something that is called a Git repository. The link to the Git repository you can find both on the slides of the first lecture, but also in Moodle. So I'm going to open Moodle, going to the course overview tab, and here there is a link to the Git repository. Here we are. And what we are looking for is this green button code. I'm going to click it, and then we need this URL. This is the address of the GitHub repository. So I can click here to copy it. I can close all this already and go back to Visual Studio Code. The option to clone a repository will usually be here in the first tab. If you moved around, then you can always find it here in the third one, source control options. I click clone repository. I paste the URL that I copied from Moodle and from GitHub. And it will ask me, where do I want to place this? I'm going to place it, you can place it anywhere you like. I'm going to put it in documents, courses, and I select this as a repository destination. A repository is a collection of files and folders, basically. It's hosted on a service called GitHub, and it uses a technology called Git, which is the tool that we installed on the first installation instructions. After the cloning is done, it offers me to open this repository, so I will click open. It might ask you, yes, it might ask you to trust the authors of this folder. We can just say yes. And this contains all of the material that is like more related to code for the semester. You will find here the assignments. You will find examples of code. For now, we're going to add every week. We're going to add new content here. You have the getting started instructions that you saw in the initial video. And here you will have in lectures every week the lecture script. So the content of all the material in that lecture. This includes a textual description of the content itself, as well as links to the assignment, a set of micro exercises that you can play with as a mini training that included solutions, and so on and so forth. It's important to notice that all of this content that you can see here as a text version, you can also see more visually on the web if you go to the GitHub repository on your browser. For now, what I want to do is I want to run a simple Python script. So I'm going to go to, for example, the week 1, and I'm going to create a new file. I'm going to call it hello world.py. A Python file will always need to end with the .py extension in order for the Python interpreter to execute it. Okay. Now we will need to select which Python version we're going to use to run this code. When we are inside Rhino, we don't choose it. Rhino has one, and it's not possible to really change it. But when we are in Visual Studio Code, which we will not use so much, but it's here for you to try out things. When we're here, we can select which specific version of Python we want. And for that, we will click here, this yellow button. It might not be yellow on your case. It might, instead of saying select interpreter, might say 3.9 or 3.10. It might say already a Python version. When we click, this will list all the Pythons that we have installed on our computer. These are installed in environments, which is what you installed when you follow the installation guidelines at the beginning. What you did was create an environment that has the name of this course. It's CA, so I can search it here, CA _ HS24. So I can type it, find it, and click it to select it. You will probably have only one or two of these. If you're taking another course from the same building, you might have more than one because different courses are using the same technology. Okay, so I select this. We're ready to write our first program. So I will say print hello world, which is the canonical example of programming. And now I'm ready to test this code. To test the code, I can click here, the play button, and it will run the code in the console, in the terminal down here. So this is a very simple program, but it's the first thing that everyone always does when learning to program. You print hello world in the language of choice. And with that, we are ready to start learning. So, and programming. So see you soon.